Breitbart is reporting that unofficial results of the recall election show Gavin Newsom was likely not recalled and would remain governor of California. Larry Elder won in every county of California and by a wide margin. But the yes vote was too small to place within reach. And so I haven't spoken to my experts about what I thought about this or how they personally feel about so forth, because I guess it's not quite over. The counts are not done yet. And I hear that it's going to take a few days before the whole thing is totaled up. The count is completed. But Nick is here, the anchor baby, and the producer of the JustinePeterson.com, and one of my experts.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hake is here, making a joyful noise.
Indeed.
And he's the host of the HakeReport.com. After my show, Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., the HakeReport.com. Also an expert here for Justin Peterson. And last but not least, Chris, the audio engineer, the social media guy for Bond, for me, the show, and an expert. He's here as well.
Good morning. Hello.
And he's white. He's white.
That's for sure.
All the way white.
Yep.
White power white.
Indeed. Yes.
White supremacy white.
For sure.
And proud of it.
He said it, not me.
They're just joking, YouTube.
A black guy said it, not me.
And Hake is here, as I said, with the good hair. White hair.
Nice, thank you.
So, Nick, since you the producer of the show, you got all the information that you can gather about last night's Gavin Newsom recall election. First, what's your opinion about it before you give us the details?
Opinion about it? Well, I mean,
what did you think about before and after?
Well, going in, I didn't really think much. I hadn't really looked at any polls, and if I had have heard of anything and I knew it was in favor of Gavin, and I just don't trust those things, so I just went in with faith, just vote for Larry, do my thing. I really don't trust those polls. I mean, they've always come to lie, and we've seen that over and over again, so that's how I felt about it before, and even now, regardless of any results in the recall, if Gavin ends up staying, I don't know. It doesn't really, I don't know. I don't feel different about it. I've come to really like California. A lot of people have their criticisms, but I remain hopeful in this state and staying at it, fighting and doing our thing here at the show and beyond. I know a lot of men. I know men from Bond that were out there rallying, and I see
Samuel, the Mexican cowboy boy.
They're out there rallying. I know people personally who were quiet about it and didn't want to say much. So there's more support out there than we realize.
Right.
The fact that Larry won in every county, like by a wide. If only there was enough, yes, he would be governor. So that just shows to me that there's a growing support out there for what's right, and this is just a small blip. It's really nothing. We just keep going.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it.
James, what did you think prior to the recall election and now, this morning?
What I thought prior to was that we're giving them a good scare because they're to be going after Larry Elder like they did. They're scared of him and us. They're scared of losing their power. The evil people, Democrats and media and all them. And you saw Obama and everybody going after, saying, vote for Gavin Newsom, vote no. And so they were definitely afraid, and I like to see that because we are pushing and not giving up. And then afterwards, now that I hear from you guys, according to you guys, and mainstream media, Larry conceded, and they're projecting that he won, even though only 70% is in.
Yeah.
Um,
He did say that the fight is not over yet.
the fight for California, but he did he concede? Hello.
I don't know anything about that.
But
The main-
concede meaning that you said, okay, thank y'all.
Yeah,
That
I
means
really
you
appreciate.
that means you accepted the results.
Yeah,
But
conceded defeat.
so does concede mean the
Meaning he
fight ain't
lost this
over
race.
yet? But
The war is not over, but the
Right.
battle is lost.
something like that. What?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
CNN
I just
said
saw
that
it this morning.
I saw a CNN line, which they are very fake news, but I would think that they wouldn't lie about this. But my
They said he conceded.
yeah,
Uh,
and you
okay.
told me anyway.
Yeah, I think he did.
What I think is that it was pretty much to be expected that he would lose. And maybe he really, who knows? I'm sure it was all on the up and up, right? And I know that we can't say
Right. That's a
shenanigans.
leading question.
I know that you're this. What I also thought leading up to this was that if he were to lose, we wouldn't be able to say anything about it online, lest we get deplatformed.
Oh,
So
you
that's
talking
it.
I'm
about
sweating all of a sudden.
that? And,
But it is on the up and up. Come on, guys.
Stop it.
We are a sanctuary state, and the mainstream media is very dishonest. They push the racism thing, for example. So it's evil.
what do you think, Chris, before and after?
I mostly agree with James's points in that you did see them not holding anything back really from the media, but then I mean they were pulling out all the big guns. I mean they had Joe Biden in Long Beach Monday. I saw ads with Obama. I mean, they had like some of the most popular, at least popular, meaning like people know their names and their faces. Senators, saying vote for Gavin, so on and so forth. So in that sense, it was good to see because that means that they are, they are worried to some degree that we could actually get a Republican governor, turn the tide a little bit. So I went into it, I would say, confident. I've had a positive sort of disposition about it. But given the results, I would say the results do not surprise me. That sounds about right. That Larry would be the most popular in all the counties. I literally didn't know. First of all, when I voted yesterday, I didn't realize how many people were running. I thought it was maybe 8. There was, 25. It was insane. But
Yeah, a lot.
I didn't
I think it was
recognize.
55 actually.
55? What the?
Wow.
I had to scroll like several times to find Larry.
Yeah, Larry was towards the bottom. But I honestly didn't recognize. Other than Larry's, I didn't recognize but 3 names maybe, and one of them was the tranny. But it doesn't necessarily surprise me. I feel like this is the normal outcome. I mean, I'm sure there are a decent amount of people fed up with how the state is being run,
Yeah.
but you also have to consider that California is basically the most liberal state. I mean, it's in battle with New York, certainly, but I mean, it is the worst of the worst. It's as bad as any state by far. And so to expect that we would just come in hot and like, bam, like, governor, it's a red state now, flipped it and all that stuff. I mean, you can just go through the demographics and just all those things and say, okay, is it likely that we'll have a Republican governor just like that? No. Does that mean we can't turn it around? Yeah, also no. We can turn it around. Certainly there are, kind of blue states or states that voted for Biden that have a governor that's a Republican, but it doesn't necessarily surprise me that this is the final result.
I don't know about you, Chris, but I'm a Christian, and there's still 30% votes left.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll leave it in God's hands.
All in the name.
You asked us what we think, but you didn't ask us how we feel.
I feel nothing.
I feel like going on. Let me just say to the callers, hold on. I know Nick is in the studio, so no one is answering the phone right now, but I see you there on hold, so just hold on. We will get to you. They say that there are 2-1 Democrats in California, 2-1 Republican, like
Really?
one Republican to every 2 Democrats. So apparently there are more Democrats
what were
in California than Republicans.
So only a third of us are Republicans, but more than a third of us voted for. Wasn't it? Did you say 39%?
36% voted no.
See, it was bipartisan.
And so, how did you want us to tell us how you felt
I
about it
feel-
this morning?
Because I
How
feel,
did you
Because-
feel?
I'm emotional.
I feel deflated.
What? I decline to answer now.
Deflated?
Yeah,
So that means
deflated.
you were yesterday.
I was
You were
pumped.
inflated.
Yesterday I was pumped,
Oh.
So they done took
and
your.
now I'm deflated. Actually, like for the weeks.
These should have been one of those questions you refused to answer.
Anyway,
This should have been one of those questions. But go ahead.
no, I'm done.
You know something? Oh,
Yeah.
Had to
yeah.
get
something
that out there.
I did realize though. Something
What?
I did realize about this though is just how, basically how these Democrats, they have these little soldiers ready and waiting to come out in force as long as you say these little words. As long as you start
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, white supremacy," da da da, they're just like, "Okay, yes, I will vote. Yes, what do you want me to do?"
Yeah.
Like little robots. And it's crazy how many came out, and it made me realize just how badly we gotta like how bad things have gotten, and now this is what we gotta go through to fight back. It's gonna take work because
It's fun too.
it is fun.
So when I woke up this morning and they say looked like Gavin Newsom wasn't recall, I don't know. I wasn't surprised or not surprised. I kind of didn't know which way it was going to go. But another thing occurred to me is the Democrats pretend to love black people and that they're not racist and they love black people. Larry Elder's black, in case anyone didn't notice. He's black. And they went against him. Why didn't they support the black man? Since they believe that black people are being held back because of racism. And so they went after this black man like they would have gone after a white man who was a conservative. They tried to put out personal information about him. They associated him with Trump as though that was something bad. And so they went after a black man, folks. And they're supposed to love black people. So I wonder, will black people pay attention to that? And this proves a big point in that it's not about color. It's about power. Fake power and money. It's not about color. They don't care about black people, white people. They care about personal power. If this doesn't prove it to you, then I don't know what will. And there's this other black guy that's running for governor out of
Pasadena?
Michigan.
Oh.
He was the police chief there in Detroit, Michigan, and when all that Black Lives Matter mess started, he told them, "Y'all ain't gonna come here and loot. You're not gonna burn down Detroit. You're not gonna burn down Michigan." So he ran him off. Now he's running against that woman, the governor, which is a liberal female white woman. So I'm gonna see how, and they're already attacking him, even when he went out to announce it. They showed up at his announcement attacking him. White people did, white and black Democrats. So pay attention. Hopefully the blacks will see it's not about the race, and they're being used. And then I wonder how many black people voted no on the recall, because is black people not normal. Black people, for the most part, are never on the side of good. They always choose evil over good, and not all but most. Not all but most. And so I wonder how many black people choose evil over good this time. It's just proving all the points that I and my experts have been talking. Me and my experts.
My experts and I.
My experts and I have been talking about for the last umpteen years. You know how many years are umpteen years?
Many.
And so it's been proven now that the blacks, for the most part, not all but most, are on the side of evil. It doesn't matter if you're black; they're not going to go with you. They're not going to go with you if you are on the side of good. It's just not going to happen because Satan is their daddy. For most black people, not all but most. And so I want Nick, in a quick kind of way, to give us the breakdown of the number of people who voted yes and the number who voted no, and how did all that go?
Yeah.
And then show that map of California being a red
yeah.
state.
Yeah, you should. I think you have that picture. It's just California all red. And this is from NBC. And this map, actually, on the website, if you could hover your mouse over it, it shows you every county breakdown. And by a huge margin, Larry won every single county. It was simply just not enough yes votes.
Who won?
Larry Elder.
Oh, okay. And in California.
Yeah, all those states was who was the top running candidate for governor. Should the recall go through, it was Larry, and by a lot.
I wonder if it had been only Larry on the as the one to take out Newsom, and all those other people would not have been there. Would that made a difference?
I wonder if people.
I don't know, because the main thing is people have to vote yes.
Right.
I hope people weren't thinking, let me vote no, I don't want Gavin Newsom.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Because if you weren't aware, you might have voted no, I don't want Gavin. Instead of yes, I want the recall.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But just a quick breakdown of the demographics, quite interesting. Out of the males, between males and females, 46% of males said voted yes, 54% voted no. And this is in a
Beta male.
Yeah, but we did just say that Democrats outnumber 2-1, so
Right,
it's interesting that it doesn't show in the males.
Right.
Amongst the females, though, 62% came out to vote no. So overwhelming
they didn't
majority.
Want Gavin Newsom recall.
No, exactly. They didn't want
50,
to recall.
how many?
62%.
62 women said no recall.
That's still not that much.
True. Out of the whites, 44% said yes, 56% said no. Out of the blacks, 19% said yes, 81% said no.
So 81% of the blacks said no recall.
Mm-hmm.
What the?
Yes. And out of the Latinos, 58% voted no on the recall.
I bet all those were illegal aliens.
I wouldn't be surprised. Now, when it where it gets interesting is when you break down the genders and the race. When it's white men, 48% said yes, 52% said no. White women, 41% said yes, 59% said no. But when we get to the blacks, okay, black women, 88% said no. They voted no on the recall, right? But out of this is this thing I'm looking at NBC, the NBC data. When it's the black men, it says not enough data.
What does that mean?
I have to take that
They're
to
all in
mean
prison.
they're not voting.
They were out robbing and shopping.
Not enough voted to get a good enough data to show us.
So they did not vote?
I have to. That's the only thing I can assume from this.
Yeah.
But of course, I am assuming. Not enough
Don't
data.
assume,
I am though.
according to Hake.
Not enough data means not enough votes came in. I mean, that's what I
So
take it
they
to
don't
mean.
have enough data on whether the black men voted or not.
Yeah.
So they can't tell how many.
Whether yes or no.
But the dumb black women showed up in droves.
Big time, 88%.
But it's because the black women don't have the men to guide them.
But if you compare that to the blacks overall, it shows you that the men aren't off the deep end. Because blacks overall is only 81%, as opposed to 88% of black females.
Correct.
Wow.
Nice.
Who are black men? They're letting the woman lead the way, and the woman loved the government to take care of her.
That's how it was in Alabama too. Remember when our
Oh, yeah.
friend ran for Judge Roy Moore?
Yeah.
He ran, and then they the black females voted like 98, 99% for Doug Collins, the Democrat.
That's because the black men have been made to believe that the black woman is strong, a strong black woman. And so they're letting this angry black woman lead the way, thinking that is strength.
Yeah.
May God have mercy upon the blacks. Anything else? Any more information on that? And so the count is still happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's not over, right? They said it'll take a few days before.
Yeah, with not only the mail-ins, but the precincts are just not done counting everything.
Oh, okay.
That's just according to the news. They're saying that a switch to yes would be a statistical impossibility. That's just what they say.
Amazing.
It's happened before.
Mhm.
Statistical impossibilities, I hear.
I'm a Christian.
Krista, when I was standing in line to vote, there were several people that was dropping their votes off into the box thing, right? And they had like 4 and 5 in their hands of the ballots.
They had ballots in their hands?
Yeah.
Interesting, because when I went, I didn't have to give it to anyone like I remember when I voted for Trump.
Right.
It left it in the machine, and the machine just ate it up.
No, but there were people in line that had already filled out the ballot that they received in the mail. And then people said, if you bring it in, just drop it in this box on this door, at this door. And there were like several people just had a bunch of them in their hands. I'm like, I wish I had done that. I would have brought in several of that from the barn home. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
All right, my expert. Your phone calls when I come back, folks. Right back. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.